Well, welcome to USC. My name is Peter Simones. I'll be your tour guide today. The first stop on our tour is the Whitney Alumni House over in this direction. Now, Whitney is significant because today it does house a lot of our alumni affairs. But back in 1880, which is when USC was founded, this was the University of Southern California. We had one building. This was it. There were dorms for people to sleep in if they needed to. Teachers' offices were here, and the classrooms were here as well. All right, so now we're walking into McCarthy Quad. If you see over in this direction, we have Doheny Memorial Library, which is our major research library. Then you look behind me over there with that globe on top of that building. That's one of our primary classroom buildings, the Von Kleinsmith Center. And that globe kind of represents USC's global approach to classroom studies, making sure that we have a focus not just out here in California or on the United States, but how all the issues affect things in a global scale. And if you look over in this direction, we have the Quad, where a lot of major events happen. As you can see today, we have an international food fair going on. At the base of the Quad back there, we have our primary study library. So kind of bordering the Quad are our two major libraries. And Levy Library back there is open 24/7. So whenever you need it, you got it. So in this direction, we have Alumni Park. We call it Alumni Park because this is where all USC seniors get to graduate in the spring every year. And they somehow fit about 14,000 people into this great outdoor space here for commencement. The speaker stands at the steps of our library up there. Mentioned Doheny Library before. We have about 790,000 books inside that building. It's one of 19 USC libraries on campus, and in the entire system we do have 4 million books. All right, so behind me is USC's largest school, the College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences, and we have about 80 majors and 50 minors in the college, as we refer to it as. Anything from your political science, your sociology, your international relations, to your languages, mathematics, the list goes on. So one of the great things about USC is that we do have one of the largest selections of majors of any school in the country. So there's a lot of flexibility to find an academic program that really meets what you're looking for. So something we're very proud about is that our average class size here is 26 students. USC is a large university. We're actually the second largest private university in the country behind New York University. We have 33,500 students, but the average class size is 26. So you get to keep that small, close-knit environment that is very conducive to discussion, something a lot of students like. Also, another cool number is that our student-to-faculty ratio here is 10-to-1. So you get a lot of one-on-one interaction with your professors, and that's what keeps the class size so small. So one of the trademark features about the Von Kleinsmith Center, or VKC, is that we have these flags that go all the way around the entire building. Now, the significance of these flags is that they all represent at least one student who's currently enrolled at USC. Another great fact about this school is that we actually have the largest community of international students of any private school in the country. 9% of the undergraduates come from outside the United States, and 27% of the graduate students are from outside the United States. So we've kind of reached the middle of campus, the heart of campus. This is Truesdale Parkway, which actually used to be a city street many years ago, and then they paved it in to make USC kind of one enclosed campus. And we have a lot of traffic here. It's the main thoroughfare through campus. And this is where we have a lot of sort of major fair type events. We have our involvement fair, first week of every semester. USC has a whopping 642 student clubs and organizations. We have a career fair put on by USC's Career Planning and Placement Center. Students dressed kind of like me come out here with their resumes in the middle of every semester and talk to 200 national corporations that come to USC to talk specifically to USC students for internships, for jobs, whatever it is that you're looking for. Now, my favorite thing about this area is that this is tailgated central for USC football games. About 6 Saturdays, 7 if we're lucky, every fall, we have a USC football game where this campus is completely transformed into everything Cardinal and gold that you can imagine. Every patch of green space that we walk by in this tour that you see on campus is filled with people with their grills, with their coolers, with their tents, ages 1 to 100 that all find the appropriate USC attire to wear, having a good time. And it really, those days last from about 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every night, where the place is just buzzing. It's a lot of fun to be at. One cool fact about USC is that since sort of the middle of 2001, when Pete Carroll was kind of in his start at USC, we've only lost 1 football game at home. So it's been a very good run for the football team. Now we're entering Queens Court. This area of campus is home to a lot of different schools at USC that I'll point out real quickly. Over here we have our Annenberg School for Communication. It says print journalism, broadcast journalism, public relations, and communications. Over in this direction, that's the Eileen Norris Cinema Theater. And that is one of the buildings that is used for our USC School of Cinematic Arts. What's cool about this is all it is a gigantic movie theater. Right here behind me is the Marshall School of Business. Marshall is the second largest school at USC, and business is actually the largest major. Also tied in with business is the Leventhal School of Accounting. All right, so over to my left is Heritage Hall, which is aptly named for USC's athletic heritage, and you could call it our headquarters for Trojan sports. Pete Carroll's office is located here, a lot of coaches' offices, team rooms, press conference rooms, all that good stuff. And probably the most notable thing about Heritage Hall is it is USC's primary trophy case. So we have 7 Heisman Trophy winners, all from USC. The trophies are displayed inside those doors, and we have 11 national championships in football, and a few of them are also on display for the public to see. Overall, we do have 19 varsity sports at USC, 10 female and 9 male. Recent national champions, women's golf, women's soccer, and men's water polo, which just capped off an undefeated season this year. From a student perspective, one of the great things about the sports program here is that all of our arenas, stadiums, fields are either on campus or no more than 2 blocks away from campus. So you really don't have to drive anywhere to watch a USC sporting event. And the tickets for every sporting event besides football are free for students, and the football tickets are only $145 for the entire season. So it's a bargain here. Great place to be if you're a sports fan. Near the end of the tour, right now we are in the middle of Plaza, right at the center of campus. As you can see, we have a lot of student groups that like to come out here and perform in the middle of the day. This is always a very busy area. But the reason I think why this is definitely the center of campus and one of the vibrant centers of life here is that we have Mr. Tommy Trojan standing tall up there right in front of Bovard Auditorium. Tommy Trojan, not USC's mascot. Mascot being Traveler, the white horse who gallops down the sidelines at football games when we score touchdowns. But Tommy is definitely one of the most popular figures here. He's been here since 1931. The reason he wasn't always here is that USC actually wasn't always the Trojans. USC was founded in 1880 as the USC Fighting Methodists. We were a Methodist institution. Once we dropped our religious affiliation, we were looking for a new name, and it turns out that we took Trojans as well as Fight On, kind of our abbreviated university motto, from the same LA Times sports columnist by the name of Owen Bird, who wrote an article about a USC Stanford track meet in 1912. And his famous quote was that although USC lost, it fought on valiantly like the Trojans of antiquity. And so that's where we got our name and the Fight On that we all know and love. So those are the highlights of USC. You know, it's a great place to be. We have beautiful Los Angeles weather. We have the city at our disposal. We have a campus that's got great academics, great sports, and great student life. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tour, and we'll see you on campus.